Well, hello. I hope you can see us. We are in our car, and
Hey,
this has been a crazy day. I forgot to set it
step it.
to 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. We are in Paradise, Michigan, which is used to be Whitefish, Michigan, I think, because we're right across from the Whitefish School. Um, we got dogs in the car with us because they were barking earlier today when we left them by themselves, and they've been by themselves all day. So um, we hope this the sister, a cousin of one of the people that we want to talk about tonight. She's supposed to come on at 7 o'clock Central Time. So we hope we can have enough battery on our computers and everything else to be here tonight. But it's just been crazy. Where we're staying has zero internet. I mean zero.
Not a thing. And
No, you can't get an over the air TV channel at all. I mean, they won't even pick up TV channels so far back in the sticks. A
well,
satellite can't pick up also.
but I did see the pipe that they used to pipe the sunshine in.
Yeah, I agree. Our satellites won't pick up because there's so much trees around us. Now it's beautiful. Believe me, it is absolutely beautiful. Show them your leaves.
If you saw some of our, I dropped it.
Instagram stuff that she did today, she posted. Um,
Yellow, and with the sunshine on them,
it's absolutely beautiful up here.
Beautiful.
And the leaves are really, really turning, and as cold as it is at night, it makes them even pop the next day. We are leaving here tomorrow, going to Muncie, Michigan, up there at the top of Michigan of the United States. You can look across. Actually, yesterday we were at a museum up here. Shipwreck Museum is one of the kind of on my bucket list to see. It had a bunch of stuff for the Edmund Fitzgerald, the one that Gordon Lightfoot sang the song about. But you could look over and see Canada, absolutely. But it's beautiful, and we are going to head to Muncie and try to do a couple of things up there before Saturday's football games so we can watch those, hopefully. And then we're just going to mosey on around the top of Michigan looking at all of the stuff. We're also going to a bear sanctuary tomorrow. We'll do a video on it for our RV channel. But now we're running about 2 weeks behind on our RV channel because there's some reasons why I do it that way. And we do a video now on Sundays and Wednesdays. Sundays at 12 o'clock in the noon, and Wednesdays at 6 o'clock p.m. So,
no, I was talking to Maggie. Beach Bum says beware of bears.
Yeah, they got a thing there telling us how to do if we see a bear, not to run, not to huddle down, but stand up and hold your ground. Start going like you're bigger than they are. That's what I said too.
T.S. You would enjoy this shipwreck museum, and if you came during the fall colors, you would really enjoy it.
Now, Muncie has got a boat that takes you out and has a glass bottom on it and lets you see shipwrecks underwater. We're going to try to do that if it's not too much money.
Hey,
I'll just be honest with you.
Hey, Kathy. Thank y'all all for
thank y'all for being patient here. We actually, I totally messed it up. It was just
it was crazy. Lucky our daughter called us.
Yeah, our daughter called and said, "Aren't y'all like I see you're supposed to be on or something?" And that kind of, we looked and said, "Whoa, what's this?"
I said, "Tommy, it says they're waiting on you right now."
And we took tons and tons of pictures.
Look here. I did the 94 steps down to the big waterfall and 94 steps up to the big waterfall. And it was tough.
The girl we're going to talk about tonight, her cousin's fixed to come on, like I said, at the real 7 o'clock that we're supposed to be there. So I'm going to hang off of that just for a minute. But I want to tell you about something that I saw on, actually, Maui sent me this information. And appreciate Maui if she's here, or maybe she watched this later. I got your email, and I appreciate you sending it to me. This is kind of bizarre. Let me see if I can go over to it. Read this right here. You remember the girl that Barry Morphew was seeing, or still is seeing? Well, she got arrested. It says here on September 27th, Chaffee County Sheriff's Office was contacted in reference or regards to trespassing in the Maysville area. Investigators disclosed that the residents of the home on Puma Path, and this used to be Barry Morphew's home, former Morphew residents observed a female enter the property, which is marked as no trespassing, approach the home via a long driveway leading up to the door and removed a package. Investigators reviewed several different home security recordings and verified that the information provided by the homeowner. The suspect was identified as Shahana Drake, age 51. And this is the girl supposedly that Barry has been dating. On September 28th, investigators from the Chaffee County Sheriff's Office obtained an arrest warrant for Miss Drake, and she was arrested without incident in Maysville area on the same date. On that same date, Miss Drake was transported to Chaffee County Detention Center, where she is charged with second-degree criminal trespass and a third-degree misdemeanor, which I don't understand how that's a second degree. Oh, I see. Okay. But anyway, I thought that was very strange. Of course, Barry supposedly is saying in this that he mistakenly ordered a package and had it sent to that address, which I don't know if that is or not is true. Um, I had a couple of pictures that I didn't get to download because we were without internet, and let's see. Oh man, hold on just a minute. I gotta see if I can pull them out of a file I had. I kind of
Shoot.
Man, you got the heat on, dude?
Well, I'm trying to cool the dogs down. They're fogging up the windows.
With the heat?
Yes, with their.
I know, but
Look
you
at your.
got
Look
the
at
heat
your.
on. Yeah, the heat. You got the heat on. It's supposed to
No,
have air on.
it's. See,
Right, turn the air conditioner on.
I could turn the air conditioner on. Uh-oh. I'll have to get
One
out.
second here. Dina gets a phone call. 1 second, and I'll show you. I think this is the mugshot. That's what I've been told, that this is the mugshot of the girl. The way I understand it, this is the mugshot. This is as on. She claims that people have told her she looks like Suzanne. I don't know if that is, but that is what is published as the mugshot. And let's see. They even had some video of her. Let me show you this real quick. And I got one more thing to show you. My dog's in my lap now. This is the mugshot from the actual surveillance cameras. They got some pretty good surveillance cameras up there. Let me see if I can find the other thing I was going to show you. This is supposedly the warrant. Now, I could not find the back side of this warrant. That's going to reload here. It's taking a minute because we have, where we're at, it's not the greatest internet. But right here, it tells basically the same thing as we read, but it's just crazy. That whole saga is crazy. One thing too, we'll look into this again next week if we're somewhere that we have internet. That's the only thing I can tell you. Also, did y'all see the FBI is back out at Landry's house today? They're looking for personal items. I don't know what they're looking for. Also, the parents they got another phone, and the FBI sees that too. I don't know how that what all is taking place, how they knew about it. Um, she goes back to court in 2 weeks. Speech bump said she tried to get a public defender, but she has too much income apparently qualify. Yeah, okay. Well, I know that. I understand. Barry had a public defender a little bit until they realized he had $500,000 to get out of jail with. That's all right. She's fine now. Okay. And another thing, but the Landry case. Going back to the Landry case, this is really on the window, didn't it? Probably haven't. I don't know if we have any skiers come in. We roll it up. With the Landry case, it is supposedly, and I saw this. Dina, she hit me up a little while ago. She said, "You hear that Dog the Bounty? A YouTuber is reporting that Dog the Bounty Hunter has got him in custody, Landry in custody."
No, they found some personal property of his. Okay. Remember, we went on and read
it. Yeah. But at first, it looked like he had him. The way the thumbnail looked like that they were saying he had him in custody, which was clickbait, big time clickbait. And but I mean, I don't know. I want to see.
They found a can of that monster stuff that people drink that had been, pretty fresh.
Okay, well, how can they be sure it's
Well,
his?
that's what I'm saying. If the FBI wants to know, they can turn that over to the FBI and do a DNA test on it.
Right,
real quick.
But how does Dog know that?
He doesn't know that it's.
Well, somebody's claiming that it's a fresh campsite.
Yeah.
I understand too that they're checking the Appalachian Trail, which he could be. But folks, I'm gonna tell you, there's tons of people on the Appalachian Trail, and somebody's gonna recognize him if he goes up there. I mean, I realize that maybe not everybody knows what's going on up there, but if he goes up there, he is going to be caught. But how does Dog know that? Sure, he found an abandoned campsite. Okay, so how does he know that I didn't leave that campsite or somebody else didn't leave that campsite? I don't know how he can say that was his campsite.
You know what I mean,
that's all I want to know.
I like the fact that Dog is flying a banner over all the places saying aloha.
Yeah, I think that he will get a lot of attention and he will get a lot of people telling him stuff. But before we go out and say, well, we're right on his heels and we found this campsite, did they find some personal items of him? That's what I want to know. If they got something that says it's him, I believe, and I know that it's just my opinion, but I believe the parents are helping him. That's my opinion.
Oh, Dog said he didn't do the banner? Huh. Well, okay. Somebody's giving him credit for it.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope Dog can generate some leads. I hope he does catch him. Believe me, I'll be the biggest fan if he catches him because I just want him caught.
Does the Appalachian Trail run from Florida to Maine?
No, the Appalachian Trail starts in Georgia and runs to Maine. 1,500 and something miles. The quickest it's ever been done was by, I think, 3 or 4 Marines did it, and I want to think it was 3 months it took him to do it. It's a very treacherous at the highest points. Most people start in Georgia and go up, but they quit or they maybe have to do it in parts because in the northern sections in the winter, it gets snow 6, 7, 8, 10 feet deep up there. So, I mean, it's not like it's a regular hike. Yeah, it's like 2,200 miles or something like that. I don't know. It's a long ways. It takes it. Normally, people will spend a year and a half to hike it, but a true through hiker might start this thing in the spring, even like our start in the winter in Georgia, and end it. Try to get where his winter months is spent in the south, because even there you got to hike through the Appalachian Mountains and it snows too. So they may have to do it like a year and a half to get it done.
Hey, the banner says, "Aloha, Brian Lundry, dog." It's awful quiet out here. Do you think there are bears in these woods?
Well, I'm sure there's bears in these woods.
Okay, well, can we roll both windows up real quick?
Well, I will know if there's a bear coming out here. I'm sure.
Gonzo's on. Hey, Gonzo.
Hey, Gonzo. Good to see you.
I'm worried about the bears. Not really.
No, we're up in here we're up in the northern section of the U.S. That's for sure. But anyway, we're trying to. Okay.
She is coming on.
She's coming on. Tell her to come early if she would. If she can come.
It's just 8 minutes.
Okay, right. Good. We're expecting her any minute now. As soon as I get her here, we're going to let her on here. Tony was going to come, but I don't know if he's going to be able to make it or not. But we're definitely having her here, and let her tell her story. The whole Gabby thing is generating a lot of interest in missing people, and a lot of families are saying, hey, if she can have all of this attention to her brought to bear on her case, why can't we have ours? And I think it is going to do some good in the missing community. I think it's going to do some good, and hopefully anyway. But because there's lots of folks that are out there that
kill them with kindness, Gonzo says, for the bears.
Here, Berry Bear. But this gonna maybe generate some leads for people that have been just, I understand the feelings too. That have just missed their. I mean, I can't imagine having a relative go missing and just out and go. You don't know what happened to them. It's kind of like it's an empty hole, and
Xavier Harlison was found today in Cornfield. You remember we did one on Xavier?
Yes. I guess he's found dead.
Thank you, Kathy, for letting us know.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the way a lot of people have found. But, if you have people that are missing, your family members that are missing, and they've been missing 5, 6, 7 years, like a lot of these people have, even the fact that you don't, of course, be awful to find them dead, but at least you could get some type of closure for it, working towards getting the person that absolutely did that to them,
I'd rather be in the dark.
No,
you be in the light.
No, we're putting light on all of us here. We'll be all lit up.
I don't want to be lit up.
But let's see. 5 minutes ago.
Oh, Candalee is invisible? Huh.
Who is that? Her? Oops, there's a mosquito. I gotta get the window up. There's a mosquito.
Them big mosquitoes.
Okay.
If y'all hear something, say we gonna carry.
Is Candalee the one that's coming on?
No.
Okay.
No. It's Melissa.
Okay, Melissa.
No, I don't know. I didn't see it, Candalee. I see where you said hello.
Can you hold her here?
Come here.
Oh.
I see where you came in and said hello, but that's all.
Well, before she gets here, let's see. Maggie wants to say hey. Maggie. Whoop, there's a mosquito there. See him?
No, I don't see him. You better get him before he bites me. It's your fault.
My fault.
It's your fault. You opened it. Hey, Carrie.
He's over there.
We're at Walmart still loading up. Grisby is. Okay. I'm going to say, hurry up, boy.
Where'd that thing go?
There you go. Ooh. Tommy, this is ridiculous.
What?
You can't be fighting mosquitoes and talking about missing people.
All right. Well, maybe she'll be on here in just a second. We're due to officially come on in about 4 minutes. Let me check my battery. Battery. I got
Carrie, we love y'all
85% battery.
Yeah, that's right. The mosquito is the state bird, and we stayed at one campground that I promise you, I heard that mosquito say, "You want to take them home or eat them here?"
Yeah, we've got some big mosquitoes in Alabama for sure.
No, here.
It's okay.
They're considered Michigan's mosquitoes are considered the state bird. Did you get him?
Yeah.
You got him.
I think he's dead. I hope I did, and didn't just stun him.
Lake Superior's here. Anybody seen Julie or Melinda? MH sent us a hello. Said she was
somewhere
visiting family.
Come here, Max.
I'm glad they're paying attention to the missing too. Amber, hey, talking about mosquitoes real quick, I'll tell y'all this before that girl comes on. If you have mosquito authority in your area, I promise you they work. They charged us $59 every 3 weeks to come out and spray. But they would come back. If we got bit during that 3 weeks, they'd come back and spray for free.
And I know that seems like a lot of money. It is a lot of money, but you don't have to do it for 4 months.
Yeah, you're only doing it for we only did it from like May till September. But the thing is, we couldn't sit outside without the mosquitoes eating us alive. Oh, I got him. I promise he was on your face. I promise. I'm not lying. I promise.
You just assaulted me on camera.
I'm sorry, but he was on your face.
Well, I want to, and I told him earlier. Today is.
Hey, wait a minute, Maui. The stuff they spray, it's not chemicals, because we had the guy. They come out and spray without mask or anything, and they say just let it dry before you let the dogs out, which takes 15 minutes. But they said there is nothing in it. It's all natural chemicals that kill mosquitoes. And we've used them for 10 years.
Probably.
And we love them. Now,
I want to say a happy birthday to our son.
Yes.
Our son's birthday is today. He is in Nashville, and we talked to him earlier. And so he is...
a starving artist.
That's no doubt.
We sent him some money for his birthday, but we didn't have much to send. So we sent him some money and bought him some groceries. He's definitely a starving artist, but he's going to make it. Yeah. God showed me a vision of him standing on a stage, so I know he is. Yeah, Amber, look him up. I promise you, you will not be sorry if you can find him. It's called Mosquito Authority.
Or anybody that does that kind of stuff.
Well, I don't know. The other places may be chemicals. Mosquito Authority. The guy spilt the whole, 200-gallon out there?
He spilt a whole bunch on our driveway one time, and he didn't even have to put on a mask to clean it up or anything. So, and he didn't have to notify EPA and all that other stuff.
All right. So we went.
Ooh, there's a big sucker.
There he is.
There he is. You got him.
Did I get him? Good.
Yeah. Maggie, you're supposed to get that mosquito.
Get the mosquitoes.
Maggie hates mosquitoes too. She
hates flies.
She'll track a fly in the house. It's amazing.
Her dad's coming. Oh,
great.
Praise the Lord. Her dad, the girl that's missing, her dad is coming on here too.
I want to link now too. Good.
Yeah, that is awesome.
She can share that link with him.
He came to her house.
Okay, great.
They're going to both be on. I am so excited because this dad, I read the articles. he talked about how much he misses her smile and her eyes and how much he loves her and how he just wants to know where she is. And y'all, he lost 2 sons already. And he said, I can go to the graveyard where they are. I can see them, but I can't see where my daughter is.
What the? I was over on a dog fight. I don't know how I got that in.
I am so excited. I was hoping the dad would come on. I can't imagine losing 3 children. That just is way beyond anything I could ever imagine.
I can't imagine losing 1 child.
No. But y'all, please make them feel welcome.
Where is this? Why am I not?
I'm
trying to get some air back here to Max.
If you turned up too loud, they can't. Yeah, there she is. They're on.
Okay, hold on 1 second here. Let me get them on here. Okay. You're live with us, Melissa, and I apologize. I had to come on earlier because of I'm gonna take some here. Because of we got mixed up in the time. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, and our audience is with us right now. We have a good bit in here, and we normally go on at 7 o'clock. We actually came in a little early.
Okay.
Our internet situation.
Uh-huh.
Let me go over first and show. This is the missing person we're talking about. It's Katie Cawthorn.
Mm-hmm.
And Bug Tussle. Was that from Bug Tussle?
Yeah, Bug Tussle.
Okay, Monroe County, Kentucky, since October 1 of 2019. She's 5 foot tall, 150 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes, a scar on her nose, and one between her eyes.
Does she have dimples?
She did. Didn't she have dimples?
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and tell the story about how she became missing and a little bit about her too.
Well, introduce her dad.
And introduce your father too.
Well, this is Katie. This is Katie's dad, Daryl. And so let me see. I'm trying to adjust the camera here. Okay. So Katie, I guess there had been an argument that morning with, I think, her mother, and she had left walking from her mother's house is what was reported to the police. And it's like nobody ever saw or heard from her again. Her mother told that she left out, walking across the soybean patch and went to go to the creek, and some of her friends hung out at the creek, and she did occasionally go down there, and she was just never seen or heard from again. It's right at 2 years, and there have been leads that have come in, but nothing has ever led to anything. Her dad has, of course, chased everything that has come through, and we've started the Facebook page about her, just trying to get some recognition and see if any leads come through there, but we just don't get anything. Nothing ever leads anywhere.
Was it a neighborhood?
Was this rural or neighborhood?
It's out rural. It's way out in the country.
So there's no cameras like on houses that would have caught anything?
No, not that we know of.
Okay, we know somebody knows something.
How big is the sheriff's department?
Oh, it's little. It's really small.
Okay, I'll tell you one thing. Is there a reward offered by anybody?
We've come together with $1,000. Just this little group, putting a little money together and offered $1,000, but even that has not brought any.
Okay. I tell you what, I would suggest that you do. Write a letter to your governor and ask if the governor's office would put up a reward. A lot of times they will put up $5,000 reward. The governor's office will do that.
Yeah.
And tell them, or I would, and I'll just tell you some things that what I have seen that draws attention to your case. I
Yeah.
would contact somebody at your local. I've noticed some press, though. I pulled up some press of late, I think, about a disappearance, which is good. And I think one of the good things that's going to come out of this Gabby Potato disappearance and murder
Yeah.
is the fact that people are taking notice that we
Right.
have a lot of missing people out here and they need just as much attention as they do.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
I would contact one of your local news reporters, try to pick a female. And the reason I say that is they tend to be a little bit more of a soft heart, I think, towards the
Right.
families. And I believe in using anything you can.
Oh
And
yeah.
if they will stay on your story, create some buzz about it, you
Yeah.
know.
So
Also,
we did last week. Her dad did an interview with the local news reporter, and it was a female, Kelly Dean, and so we did get that finally done. But it's been really hard to even get like news reporters to want to take it.
well, hey, also do you have a GoFundMe page?
No.
Okay, if you'll get a GoFundMe page, we've got subscribers on our channel that will give to that to help you get a reward that will maybe make somebody talk.
Yeah, money
Okay.
makes, I spent 33 years in law enforcement. I've got another guy that comes on here a lot that has about the same length of time. And we can look at things for you, but, as far as, we're hundreds of miles away from you. And
Right.
it's hard for me to say if she just disappeared out of nowhere. Somebody knows something. That I mean,
Right.
nobody just there's no way. I mean, there's no such thing as just going away and never coming back.
Yeah.
Uh,
You don't
she
vanish.
has children. She does have kids, right?
A son.
She has a little boy. How old is
He'll be
Five.
4 in
Five.
this?
January.
January. He'll be 4 in January. Tristan. Yeah.
Okay. What is the where is the father in the picture?
Yes.
Yeah. His father?
Was
Oh, no.
No.
Not really.
Well, no, not really. Now the father's father and stepmother are the ones that have custody of him right now, and Daryl and his wife get him on the weekends.
okay.
So,
There wasn't any type of custody battle going on between them
No.
or anything like that.
no, they were never married or anything like that, and there wasn't anything like that going on.
Was she having any problems with anybody in particular?
Well, she had a drug problem,
Yeah.
and
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I read that, but I'm gonna tell you that I worked narcotics for about 20 something years. What I did, I never saw just a plain. It didn't matter if somebody was seriously addicted to drugs, just vanish out of thin air
No.
unless there was maybe was she due to testify against anybody in an upcoming trial. Has
no,
she been
nothing like that.
arrested? Has she been arrested lately?
No, other than just we went to court so we could go take her to a rehab place, and when she went missing, she like 7 days of going to that court.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
What day did she go up missing?
What day
October.
was she missing?
October the 1st was the date that her mother gave.
I had her, and then she wanted to go see her mother for a day or two, before she went. And I took her down there and let her out, and I don't know what happened.
But the missing
Now-
person report wasn't given until the 12th, was it? October the
it
12th?
was almost 2 weeks before.
Yeah, almost 2 weeks before she was.
Did her
Reported.
mother not call the dad and tell him she was missing?
No.
No.
Oh man.
Was that a court ordered treatment
Yes,
center?
ma'am. Yes, sir.
It was a court order. Did she get caught with drugs and they said, look, go to this treatment and we'll let this like some type
Well,
of
no, she just kept, she went to some places down around Bowling Green somewhere a couple of times when she'd get out of hand, like, you know, she'd go visit with her mother. And when she come back, she was just a handful, you know, and that went on 3 or 4 times. And we finally got her. The only place we could find it would be like 30 days or 60 days or something. We wanted a long-term deal, so we got through the court, went to the judge and got through the court to do that.
What type of drug was she addicted to?
Methamphetamine.
Methamphetamine?
And I guess probably other kinds too. I don't know.
Right. Well, I'm going to tell you, I hate, you know, as you know, there's no secret. Methamphetamine is one of the harshest, strongest addictions you can have, because normally the drug, straight drug, pills and stuff like that wears off in 4 to 6 hours. I got to do some more. Meth, you take it, you might be 24 hours before you come down off of it. So, and it's so cheap too. I mean, they can take a hit off a meth pipe for a $10 bag. You know, it's so cheap.
Yeah.
And it's one of the only drugs is made in America, you know, pretty much in that country where you live in Kentucky and Alabama, where I'm from, and Tennessee and all of the southern states. The rural portion is ground zero for meth. Now, nowadays, the big stuff comes out of like Atlanta stuff, and there's not so many homegrown labs. But for years, they was homegrown labs. You know, people make enough to get high. But just because she is addicted, has a drug problem, does not make her any less important.
That's right.
Than anyone
Exactly.
else.
That has been the whole thing that I keep saying. It doesn't matter what she did. She's still his daughter, Tristan's mother. Right. She has siblings. She has family that loves her, and she deserves to be found just like everybody else. And it's like
I am 100% agree with you, because she is a living, breathing human being. Right. And you know, just because she's now, if she was the one that was out there selling dope and disappeared, I might not be such a, you know, I might say, well, maybe somebody took them out. But this is somebody that has the addiction. Somebody else is funneling her. Now, what I would be wondering is, did she get arrested to begin with, and that's why the court ordered this?
She wasn't arrested, was
not
she?
That I know of.
Wasn't.
So
I don't remember.
You went to court to try to get her put into a rehab center. Okay.
Okay. So the court order for rehab was actually generated through y'all's concern.
Right.
For
right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Well, you know, a lot of times, you know, what I would be wondering is, one is, somebody, you know, might have a grievance or grudge against her, or, you know, they didn't ever want to see her sober, you know. So, but since she's disappeared, what I would like for y'all to do, if you would, is try to ask the governor's office through it. If you're a good writer, Melissa, if you're anywhere a type of a writer, and have him maybe sign the letter saying we would request the governor's office put some type of reward,
and talk to your if you could send one like to your local legislature or congressman. Thing is, I personally would not mention the drug aspect at all. I would just say we request that some state reward money be put up for information leading to her return. Not really safe return, because, you know, right now, how long has she been missing? 2 years, right? 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
2 years tomorrow, wouldn't it be? Since
they
reported. But the governor's office would do that, and then the news could pick up on that saying, we've got this reward sitting here, 5,000, 10,000, or whatever.
Right.
The
Yeah.
governor's office will do that. I know that because I've seen them do that.
That's a
They
good
put
idea.
they put more money up, basically saying if we get information that leads to her being found or recovered or whatever, then
Right.
they'll pay that. And I know Alabama does it, and I know Kentucky will.
And start
Okay. Yeah.
the GoFundMe page.
Yeah, if you
Write a really nice thing. She's never been arrested for drugs. They don't need to know that.
I wouldn't even put that on there. I'll be honest with you. Drugs is too much of a predatory prejudice thing.
Right.
But I would just say that, that you could use money from the GoFundMe page to help establish any type of supplemental reward, or help put up banners. Like some people they'll get billboard put up. There's a lady that came on here. Her son was missing, had been missing for about 6 months, and her family got together, got a GoFundMe page, and had enough money off the GoFundMe page, and they put up billboards on the interstate saying, have you seen so-and-so, call this number, and, refer it back to wherever. Like they were in Tennessee, they referred it to TBI or FBI or something like that.
And if you just put up the GoFundMe page, send us the link and do a good write-up on her, post some pictures and send us the link. We will post it on here and see. A lot of the people that watch our program go to other channels that do this also. And so they will share it on those channels too. They will get your story out
I'll
there.
do that.
I'll do that. We were actually the first, and a lot of people, we're not bragging about it, but we were one of the first channels to report on Gabby before the news got a hold of it. We reported on it and asked for all these other YouTube channels to kind of pick up on it, and it kind of just snowballed. But any type of, you've heard the old thing is if you got somebody says, well, I need to take care of this, there being a burr in my saddle. I know if you're from the South, you've heard that. You want to be that burr in their saddle. You don't want to sit back and not say anything.
Right.
The squeaky wheel gets the grease. That's another one. And I'm not talking about harassing them, where you're making them mad. But if you need to be calling your sheriff's department, somebody with your family needs to be calling the sheriff's department every week saying, what are you doing about this case?
Well, it's actually with the Kentucky State Police now. The local law doesn't have it, but the Kentucky State Police doesn't. I mean, I hate to say that they're not doing anything, but if they are, we're not being notified. They're not being notified. And, I had stayed in contact with the detective on the case for a while, and it's been a while since I've talked to him now because there's just nothing coming in.
To Barnstow or what is it, Barnstow or something like that? Kentucky.
Bardstown.
Yeah, how close are y'all?
How close are we to Bardstown?
Oh, about 100 miles, right here.
About 100 miles.
They've had a bunch of disappearances up there, and they had a trooper killed, and I think that all stems from some drug situation up there.
Yeah, the Crystal Rogers.
It's a bad situation up there.
Rhonda has posted her Facebook page, the missing Facebook page on here now.
All right, they've got actually, I think, some information.
See, Rhonda put it on there, and when I click on it, it goes over to
a Facebook page.
Yeah, with her on it.
Okay, great. That y'all had. I think it went over to a Facebook page, the Missing in America or something like that.
But our people keep saying, get us
if you get a GoFundMe page, send me the information. I'll post it out there, and we'll put it on our community page. And then if people want to give to that, they can. And basically, it needs to be put in there in how you need money to help fund a search for her through billboards, flyers. It's unbelievable. Your family has got to be proactive. I'm sorry
Yeah.
to say that. Law enforcement should be more proactive, but you as a family
100%.
should. Here's what I
Yeah.
would do too. I would get her father there that's with you to write you up some type of letter saying that you represent the family and their efforts, so that when you call the state troopers, you can say, I've got a written letter from her father giving me permission to talk to you and gather
Yeah.
any information about this case. Because if I was working that case and you called me, I might say, you know what, I can't really talk to you. I can only talk to her father or her mother. So, but if you have
Yeah.
a letter, if you have a letter from him saying that you are representing, notarized or whatever, saying that you can get any information and that you will pass it on to him, then it gives you more leverage. Now,
Yeah.
I would simply be a burr in their saddle. I would call them. I don't care. I would call that state trooper's office once a week. And then if I start on Mondays, and if I felt that I was getting a run around, I'd go to Tuesdays. And I would stay on them,
Okay.
because that's what it's going to take, unfortunately, because a lot of times it's just another case, it's just another
I
case,
know.
I put a picture of her on my Instagram today on our other channel, our RV channel. I put an Instagram hashtag, Katie Cawthorn. Where is she? Somebody knows something.
And
Thank you guys so much.
well, that's I appreciate you saying that, but it's more. I can't understand. I don't even know how I would feel at all, or what I could be feeling. It's like living with a giant black hole in your family.
Have y'all checked? We've got a subscriber that said she lived homeless for 2 years, and she said, "Have you checked the the shelters and left posters with them?" Because if she could have, let's just say she got high, and anything could happen.
A lot of people, they might fall, hit their head, become
Yeah.
amnesia. We look at all of the avenues. They could have had a concussion. What I would do is this:
check the shelters in the area.
Once you get any monies at all in this GoFundMe page, that I believe that you will get a lot of money in there, is make up flyers, put them in, send them out even by mail, or if you could go to, what's the biggest city around you? Large city.
There's not really large. Bowling Green, Glasgow,
Cookeville,
Tennessee, maybe, or Lafayette's pretty. Lafayette's
all the
kind of
shelters
big.
in those
I would take a Saturday or a weekend, when you're not working, go up there and pass out in person to all the homeless shelters, and they're in just about any big city. A
and police
flyer.
departments.
A flyer, go into the police department and say, I know you probably got this, but can I put this on your outside bulletin board? Go to the post office. Can I put this on the outside bulletin board? I see them all the time. Walmart has got a bunch of these things, posters up.
Yeah.
Just ask them, can I put this on your bulletin board? Because, sometimes when I'm in Walmart, if I'm waiting for her, I'll sit there and read all these posters. And people do pay attention to that.
Yeah.
And
tomorrow is the 2-year anniversary. Have y'all planned anything like letting balloons out with her son there, letting the balloons out, invite the news?
Visual. Yeah, you could have a lot of people will do what they call
a candlelight
visual,
and invite the news.
You have a church, if you're associated with a church, or if you could get a church. If you're not, get a church that would kind of take this under their wing
and notify all the news people around.
Right, and hold that type of things creates awareness.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't look like, it's easy for somebody to say, well, I heard about something like that.
Yeah.
But if you say, if they well, they had this visual the other night, a candlelight visual, where everybody, all they do is for that is you and him would go up there, or you
with the baby.
with the baby, and I hate to say that, but you use what you have to, and
Right.
you speak for them, that we'd like to still create this awareness that our cousin, sister, daughter, mother is missing, and we don't know what happened to her. We're wanting somebody knows something. That's
right.
That's what we always say. Somebody knows something. It can't be a big secret from everybody.
Right.
If you take these flyers, if you could get flyers printed out, take these flyers, and you'd be surprised the more stuff you put out there, like maybe I don't know if it'd be too too late for the visual, but if you could do something through a church or civic organization, or there's a lot of people like Optimist Club, the Elks, VFW, they'll pick up and run with stuff like this, and because they want to help you, and
yeah, I think you really need to have a 2-year anniversary of something that gets her name out there again, and you need to keep saying somebody knows something. If somebody did something to her, they can't keep it to themselves. They're gonna slip up and say something. They're gonna brag about it or whatever.
What I would do is take one of these pictures that you sent me, the one that looks like her the most.
Look at that. She is beautiful.
She's a beautiful girl.
She is beautiful.
Take one of these and put it on a poster, and
light up the town and pray.
Yeah.
And just call the police at this number, or call you and put your number down, or we need, whatever. You might get some crank calls under your phone number,
Melissa, if somebody calls you and says, "Hey, I've got some information, I'll meet you," don't you do it.
No, don't meet.
Right.
Don't meet anybody.
Don't do it.
And don't give anybody money.
Yeah, we've dealt with that. We've dealt with the trying to get money, and I mean.
And another thing, don't ever have, if an investigator or a private investigator comes to you and says, "Look, if you give me $3,000, I'll find your sister for you," and you can contact them if you want to, and then you hire them, but don't fall for those guys. They're nothing but cheats.
Okay, Beach Bug wants to know about the Charlie Project.
This is a thing through the Charlie Project that came out on your I guess it's your cousin. This is what they put down, and I don't know if they got the information from you or from others, but this is a bunch of pictures they did. Are you aware of Charlie Project? Or did you do it? This is the second page. This is the second page they did. Last seen in Granville, Kentucky, October 1st, 2019. She left home after an argument intending to go through a soybean field to a creek 3 miles away. She took a small pack bag and left on foot without her cell phone. She has never been heard from since. Is this what happened? Did she take a bag?
That is what was on the police report. That's exact word for word what's on the police report. It's on NamUs as well.
Yeah, that's where she got it from then.
Yeah. So
the Charlie Project, listen, the Charlie Project is a good thing. The way I understand it, it's run by a female. I can't remember her name, but she has done absolutely great. Doesn't charge any money for it, and puts out everything she can. So a lot of people go to Charlie Project. I have went there many times to get information where I couldn't find it anywhere else. And a lot of times NamUs they will put that stuff on NamUs, but if they're ever found, they won't take it off. And that way you have to check, about that. But
tell me, is there a way if they get the visual going that we could go live at the same time and with Melissa on her phone?
Maybe we could, but I'm just telling you, a lot of this stuff is trying to put together a candlelight visual, trying to put together stuff can be pretty overwhelming because
Yeah.
you're having to do all this stuff yourself. And I
Yeah.
don't want you to feel like these anniversaries coming up tomorrow and I've got to have this done. But just know this, because you're in a place where the law enforcement is small, they don't
Right.
have the budgets and they don't have it. It is good and bad. It's
Yeah.
good because they don't have a whole lot of other missing person cases. It's bad
Right.
because they don't have the investigator. Sometimes they don't have the most experienced investigators. You're working with the state is a good thing. Now, what I would, like I said, unfortunately, because the situation is where it's at, you're going to have to be the one that kind of puts the burr on everybody's saddle. You got to do it. You got to make the flyers. You got to put the flyers out. You got to take it. But I would definitely, like Medina said, is take them to the homeless shelters, take them by the PDs.
Yeah. I'll do that. I'll get on that.
Put them
Yeah.
on telephone poles down where the homeless stay. And the reason why we keep saying homeless is this. There's been constant people found in homeless shelters or on street, living on the street, that didn't even need to be that way, but maybe they have a psychological breakdown because of drugs or whatever, and they forget where they belong.
And you don't know how bad of a fight there was with the mom either. Hey, Katie on here says that sometimes the office supply stores will print them up for cheaper, or they'll print them up for free for missing. So be sure and ask about that too.
Yeah, so
I'll check into that.
Family member, missing. We're just trying to do anything to get her found, and try to get. A lot of times you do a copy of something. Try to find. You may have to take a couple of pictures down there to make the best picture copy you can.
Somebody on here suggested, instead of putting your cell phone number on there, maybe get a burner phone and use that only.
Yeah.
That way they don't have
You'll get a lot of nut cases on there, but you could also just put the state police on there,
Well, and I mean, you have to, I keep saying you have to cycle through all of it. You can't, when something comes in, I think, well, that really don't sound like anything. But then I think, well, you know what, though? I'd hate to know I didn't check it out, or I didn't, do anything about it. And maybe that was the one link that led to finding it.
What you could do is this, and this would be, I think, a lot safer if you could get a hold of if you could get a burner phone like you're talking about. Don't answer it. Just leave the message there. If you got information, leave a message tone. If we verify this information, we will call you back. But my wife's worried about you, and of getting into something that, if somebody calls you and says, hey, I know where she's at right now. I'm looking at her, and you want her to come down here, but I'm gonna need something from you. Don't do that unless you call the detective and let him go down there with you. But because you might get yourself in a mess, or somebody try to hurt you.
Crazies out there.
Yeah, but you could definitely get a phone that has a message on it. Let them call the message. Let them make the leave you what they want. You could say leave the message, leave your phone number if you can. If you want to leave it anonymous, that's fine. Leave the message because you never know. It's sad it is sad. It's very sad that you have to be the one that's proactive. It is. I feel for you. I really do. But
I've never seen a situation where the cops don't at least try to search or anything, but they haven't with Katie. They've not done one search, and we've got 3 together and done them, but the cops have done none. And even I hate to say this, but even on one of them, you know, they said, pretty much I told them, I said, I've got permission to go on a property that we didn't think we could go on and didn't think we would be allowed on. And I said, you know, I've got signed permission, so we're going. Would you like to come down here? And they said, well, just call us if you find anything. Good luck. And then I even got in touch with EquiSearch. I mean, you know, they're huge.
Right.
And I had them, they were willing to come. They said, all we need is permission from the state police. Since it's their case, we have to have permission from them. So I called the detective and I said, you know, I've got EquiSearch willing to come. They need permission from you. And he said, my supervisor will not sign off on that.
Are you kidding?
And I'm like, why would they not sign off on it? You don't even have to be there.
Hey,
But
I would
they
talk
just
to
won't.
my congressman about that.
Well, I tell you this goes back to being the squeaky wheel. I would start off with, since you've done what you could on that end for that, I would start off with the state attorney general's office, okay? The state attorney general's office. If you don't feel like you're getting any help there, contact the governor's office and ask to speak to someone that under, you know, they're not going to let you talk to the governor, period. But they can give you you'll talk to somebody in the office.
Yeah.
And you tell them what kind of problems you've been having. Tell them what you want to do. Tell them we want some help. We understand it's been 2 years, but we need some help. And we're trying to do this without having the news media is you know, they're, you know, just plead your case to them.
Okay,
Right.
can I ask you something? If it were me, when I had that vigil and the news media was there, I would tell them about EquiSearch offering to come and search. And they
Sure.
I would tell them.
I mean, that
would tick me off.
At this point, it does not matter if they're angry about you doing something involving, you know, if you get their feelings hurt about it, I'm sorry. You don't have to. You can be respectful in all of what you're doing. It sounds like you have to, but at the same time,
I was afraid that I would make them mad and then they just wouldn't do anything. But
nope.
I mean, honestly,
it's not. Thing is this. You need to be calling, if nothing else, and say, well, you know what? I think what I would have said at that point, well, can you have your supervisor call me? First, I'd say, what is your supervisor's name? And I said, just a minute, I'm writing that down. Can I speak to him? If they say, well, he's busy, whatever, say, okay, well, who's his supervisor?
Yeah, keep going up.
Yeah.
You know, if they don't want to tell you, then you know there's one in your state capital. I know he sees after all of them.
Yeah.
And that may be where you need to go, is to that one right there, you know, or go to the governor's office and say, look, I can't get any help. I've got people that want to volunteer to come in here. Do you have a lot of waterways near your house? The creek where it was, you know.
Yeah.
There's a group called Adventures with a Purpose. They've got over 1 million subscribers. They actually, if most of the time they check if their bodies, they're missing people in a car, you know, they would be in a car. If she would have been in the creek, it'd probably be come to the surface by now. That I just, you know, I can confess. Did she? You haven't heard absolutely anything, any rumors or anything?
Yeah, I mean, we've heard rumors, you know, but
what were the rumors?
Anything you can share, or without getting into names or anything? You froze up on me there. She froze up.
Yeah, I mean,
back. I don't want you to name names. Don't name names, but, you know.
We've heard that she was on certain properties, and I don't know how to say things without naming names, but we have, we've heard different locations that maybe she was at or buried, or, and certain people that she was with. And, everything that I've gotten, I've wrote in a notebook.
Good.
I've dated everything. I've turned it over to the detective, and some of the stuff he says he checks, and some of the stuff he says, well, that didn't sound right to me. It didn't sound like it would lead anywhere. So no, I didn't check it out. I'm like, how do you not check it? That's your job. That's literally your only job.
I'm going to bring one more person in this mix. This is Anthony. He's also a retired law enforcement, and maybe he can name some names here. His name is Tony, actually. Tony, you with me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. This is Melissa and her father.
No, it's her uncle.
I mean, her uncle. I'm sorry. I get mixed up. Melissa and her uncle. Melissa, what relationship was Katie to you?
Well, they're not blood related, but her dad here, Daryl, him and my husband are best friends, and we're best friends. Like, we've known each other for 20 years or better. Yeah, we're like family.
Yeah,
I've known Katie since she was little. Yeah.
I say, like, Tony here is a brother by another mother, basically.
Right.
It's the same way. We're just about like family too. What Katie is missing, been missing 2 years tomorrow, Tony. Katie Cawthorn. Did you get that information I sent you? The name and everything?
This is the young lady from Kentucky.
Yes.
Right. And she can't get any help from law enforcement as far as she delivered evidence to them in a book, and they said they checked out some, but others didn't sound right, didn't even check it out.
Tell them about EquiSearch.
They asked for EquiSearch to come in. I think they're out of Texas.
And EquiSearch told her they would come and search.
But the state trooper has to have a state trooper sign off on it, and they refused to do that, which I don't know.
Why would they refuse to do that?
Exactly.
He said his supervisor would never sign off on it. And then it changed to a different detective, and I asked him whenever he got on the case, because I thought, good, a new detective, maybe I'll get somewhere. And he told me the same thing. The supervisor wouldn't sign off on that.
Did you try to go and talk to the supervisor directly?
Okay.
Yeah. And what I told her, Tony, is she needs to be the burr under everybody's saddle right now.
Well, you would think that she could get the news media to go and question the supervisor.
It's a very rural area.
Right. But they shouldn't turn away or have any kind of reason why they wouldn't allow any group or whatever to come in to do searching or whatever. Most of search party rescue teams are voluntarily set up with everything from cadaver dogs to trained people that know how to search anyway. They're usually credentialed and everything like that. And there shouldn't be reasons why they wouldn't do that. Now, I think Kentucky State Police, they have a person that's assigned that would be the director of public safety, or what they would call the colonel. There's no reason why you can't try to go and meet with that person. I don't know. I think the main office is based out of Lexington, is it not?
Lexington or Columbia?
Columbia's our district.
Oh, okay. Columbia's.
If you go, Melissa, take her father with you. Okay.
Yeah. You need to have it would have to be a family member.
Yeah.
Right.
To actually initiate that process. So yes, you would want to do that.
I have a question. One of our people said, is there any chance of them being sued if they don't follow through with correct,
Yeah, but I don't, that's not going to do them any good by suing the state. That's going to make them every barrier.
If anything, she could go to, right, but the family could go also to the Attorney General's office as well, because they'll have a tie-in with any sort of state investigation, regardless of the fact. And most state officials, like the attorney general, is an elected official. So they tend to want to lean more towards listening to their constituency, which is the public, because they do like getting reelected.
Yeah, that's what I said before. Attorney General, and then, like I said, even you may need to call the governor's office and try to speak.
Yeah, you can contact the governor's office. And right now, with everything that has went on with the case, like with Gabby, and I do agree with the fact that there's not a reason why anybody, it doesn't matter whatever their color is, their creed is, or anything, everybody should have the equal ability to use the news media and outlets to get out information for missing people. So I agree with you 110%. I saw a little when Tommy had asked me to look up the case. I just watched one video about y'all had been interviewed about the news media and why that this case, y'all's case, was not getting the same notary as the other. And so, yes, I agree 110% on that. It's always, I said this the other night. Matter of fact, was it night before last we were on, Tommy?
Right.
I detest how the wag the dog happens with the media and everything. Yep. You know, the sensationalism and everything is what sells papers, as the old saying goes. But the news media should serve the public and the public interest. And people do want to find and help find missing people. You see the following that Tommy and his wife have got with this channel, and so and their hearts are with you sincerely when it comes to trying to find her, as well as anybody else that they have put on this show. They genuinely want to help people, and there are actually people that still wear the badge and people that have hung up the badge, like Tommy and I, that really do care for people. That is the real reason why we actually served all the years that we did. Yeah. But there are, politics is a dirty thing. That's just what it boils down to.
Yeah. And the politics in the small town that, you know, she went missing from is awful. Like that's the basis of why they will not do anything concerning her.
Right.
Well, let me ask you.
You have to have a name.
Do you have anybody on that city council or anybody that has any influence that would help you out?
Not that I can think of.
Well, I would recommend then going back to maybe your local church or your pastor, and pastors tend to network with other pastors, and they can have a little bit of a coalition ability. And it's not that religion's trying to be used to facilitate politics. It's about the contacts, because these politicians and everything do reach out to leaders of all facets, whether it be through faith-based locations as well as civic and or social locations of any sort. So that's what it's all about. It's about networking and getting the story out that way.
Another thing too, if you could ask your Optimus Club if you could come in one day and read them, ask for them to help and share through the community. That is a group. The Optimus Club is actually a group of business leaders. It can be very political, but it kind of gets stuff out here. But the main thing is, like we talked about, Tony, is this. I said they're going to have to get flyers out. They're going to have to put them in homeless shelters in the bigger cities next to them. But I would start calling to on Monday. I would make me a list, and I would call first Montgomery, or not Montgomery. I'm sorry, that's my state here, but where we're originally from, but the state capitol, and asked for the state trooper, the head of state troopers. Say I think, like Tony said, he's probably a colonel so and so. They may not let you talk to him. You may have to talk to one of their flunkies, you might say, but you can tell your story. And if you don't feel like you're getting any help, like you tell them, look, I feel like I've been forgotten, that we've been forgotten. We had the echo search going to come in, and all they needed to do is sign the sheet. And I was told by your person that they wouldn't approve it. I want to know why they wouldn't approve it, and let them tell you. Say, can you have somebody call me back and tell me why they wouldn't approve it? And then if he tells you whatever, then next call I would make would be, like Tony said, I'd call the state attorney general's office and ask to speak to an investigator, a missing person investigator. And then they would get you somebody and ask them the same question, and also ask them why you can't get any help in finding her, or why you need help. And then if you don't get any help there, then you call the governor's office. In other words, you work your way up.
And call Washington
And
if you have to.
and then you might check with whoever your senator is or congressman in your state that covers that area, and then write them a letter saying, this is what I've done and I can't get any help. In other words, you're working it up. I don't know if anything helped any more, going any higher than that would help or not. But, you want to be the squeaky wheel for sure.
Yeah,
And,
for sure.
it puts a lot of burden on y'all, but right now, you're basically all they have. I mean, we can preach you out here, but go ahead and get you a GoFundMe page set up. Send us the link. We'll post it, and hopefully that you'll get enough money to help you print some stuff, maybe put some billboards.
Right.
Create a reward, for information that leads to her recovery, where she's found, safe or otherwise.
Yeah.
Right. Whenever I talked to the state troopers about the reward, they were like, well, we don't tell you whether you can do that or not. We don't get involved in rewards. And, it can be a tricky situation, because maybe the person wants to come forward for the reward, but maybe they were the one that actually did it. And so I don't encourage a reward. And I was like,
well, the state does that. Nearly every state puts up rewards. Yeah. And that's what I would ask the governor's office too.
Yeah,
I would say, look, I'm aware that the governor's office does put a governor's reward, a reward money for helping people find missing people. And say, I've seen it in a lot of other cases.
Okay.
And, we would like to ask you to please do it in this case. And what that does too, say the governor's office puts $5,000 reward up, that gives you an opportunity for the news media to get back on board and say, the governor's office put this reward out. It gets and a whole bunch of other people. So it could generate some more leads,
The businesses in your area maybe do that.
And here's the thing too: if you just put up some flyers in your local town, it might stir up some information, because people think, daggum, this thing's getting started again.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
But Melissa, whatever you end up doing, and if you do the vigil, please let us know if we can join live.
I will. Yeah.
But anything, if you find out anything, or if you think there's any way that we can help, you just send us an email and say, hey, this is what I need. Hey, I've got some information I'd like to come back on and, share with your subscribers or whatever.
I appreciate that so much, because we've had so much trouble. Like, last week, I was trying to get a hold of reporters again. Of course, I've done it, the whole 2 years. I've been messaging them, and they don't ever get back to me. And I got a hold of 3 finally responded to me. One of them she did interview last week and put it on. And she's the only one that has ever did that, for us. And then with the other 2, one of them told me it went against their editorial process because it wasn't coming from a police officer.
Oh my God.
And the other one told me there was nothing new to report, so it basically wasn't news.
Well, you might contact the one that did come out and interview you and just say, look, we're going to be doing a visual, whenever, even if it's 2 weeks from now.
Yeah. Or we're going to do something to draw some more attention. And we're kind of like,
she would definitely.
Also, I tell you what, if you don't care, Melissa, I will see if I can reach out to some other creators on here that have channels and see if they might try to get in touch with you and get it out there. I'm not in competition with anybody.
There's some that have hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, I mean, we're little guys compared to other people. I will reach out to one that I feel like is can do you a couple that can do you a lot of good, and if they cover you too, and if they help you get her back, hey, I'll be clapping with them. I'm not in any competition with anybody on here. That's not what it's all about.
It's about
That's right, exactly what it is. And so if I can share your information with them and your contact number, and we can get some more people involved, that's all I care about.
Yeah, I would appreciate it. Yeah.
And we'll be praying that God will give you wisdom and guidance on who you need to talk to and what your words need to be. We pray that there will be open ears to hear and that God will bring her home.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
which one of these pictures is the most like her when you saw her last? Is it this one?
That one there is. Yeah, that's a little bit younger of a picture. That first one and that one there is pretty recent too. But
that's the one that y'all cut
that
out
one there actually shows you can see the scar on her face, and it's pretty,
kind of deep one right there.
Yeah, pretty deep right there between her eyes. So that one you can see it pretty good, and that's why we use that one so much.
What happened where she got the scar?
She was I was in this I had her my weekend to have her, but me and her mother got divorced when she was 2 years old. And I was in this place where they had antiques and things like that. And there was this antique Rocky horse there. And I put her on it, and she was rocking on it, and the rockers was a little short. So there was a big old keel, like you render lard in over from it. And that horse overturned and hit her right there and on the edge of that keel. Then she was about 3 years old, maybe 2 or 3.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a pretty deep scar, and if you've seen her, that would be a good way to know it was her, because you can't.
Right.
Hey, in the flyers, highlight that.
Okay.
Yeah. You need to, and I'm gonna tell you, even though somebody's missing for 2 years, you think there's no hope. There is always hope.
That's right.
And that there have been plenty of people that, like I said, have been found in homeless shelters, living on the street, that really just didn't know where they belonged, and the only way you need to also, well, I think she's in NAMUS, she'd probably be in NCIC, but you need to make sure that she is too, that they put it in NCIC. And of course, if the state police are involved, they should have done that. But because if she was stopped somewhere, picked up or whatever, and they ran her name.
Did you have any information? Do you have any information that she may or may not have left the state?
That all she did was walk across a field and disappeared. Yeah, the information that you had mainly was a body's buried in a certain spot, or is there any information that she left?
No, we've never heard that she just left. We've never heard that. I know that a lot of families would say, well, they wouldn't do that. But Katie and Daryl, they were so close. and she knew that he has, some health issues and stuff, and she always kept in contact with him. She was there, all the time at his house, and when she wasn't, she called to make sure, he was okay. And I just don't see her worrying him that way, or leaving her son.
Did she leave her cell phone at home?
She didn't have a cell phone. She didn't work, so she didn't have a cell phone.
It got destroyed or something.
Yeah, she had one before, but it had got tore up, and she never did get another one.
Well, did
and
she have a boyfriend?
Well, did she have a boyfriend? I mean, we don't.
Her baby daddy they were still kind of seeing each other every once in a while, but it was
on and off a lot. Yeah.
I interrupted you. What were you going to say?
I was going to say also, people said, well, maybe, she left the country or something like that, but Katie didn't have any money. She relied on her dad for money. She relied on him to get her cigarettes or, whatever. She didn't have any money. So I don't know how she would have even got somewhere else, or,
It's hard for me to believe that she would leave her dad. And because I read the article, I know he already lost 2 sons. I can't imagine her doing that to him.
Right.
And the part
she knew that.
Yeah,
she knew that he struggled.
The part that I read where it said, he said, I can go to the grave and it hurts to see my son's graves, but I know where they are.
Right.
But he doesn't know where Katie is, and that's horrible.
Yeah. I think that's the hardest part of all of it, is just not having any idea, like, is she out there or not, or what happened, or, there's no answers to anything. And, it's hard.
You haven't heard any rumors of, well, we heard that so-and-so did something to her or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, we've had people give us names.
I went and tried to check every one of them.
Yeah, every one of them that we've heard, he's went and talked to them, or talked to whoever was given the names or whatever, and we've turned every one of them over to the state police as well. And and there was 2 people she was supposed to be meeting at the creek, and had said she was going to meet them there, but not the detective that's on it now, but the one prior said, well, I know him and I talked to him and I can just tell he ain't lying. And I'm like, well, you've got some magical powers, is what I wanted to say, because I mean, how can you tell somebody's lying or not lying? I mean, sometimes it's obvious, but some liars are really good.
Yeah, they could polygraph him.
Take them in and polygraph
but
both
if the
of them.
police officer knows
him.
No, they were supposed to polygraph her mother and some other people whenever, COVID kind of shut all that down for a little while. And whenever it opened back up, they were supposed to. And she had, I think, signed an agreement to be polygraphed, but I don't think it ever went to that point.
What do you think, Tony?
I'm just kind of shocked about what they said about he could have, or he trusted him or whatever. I don't know. I mean, that's.
And if I'm being honest, I mean, this guy is known to be in trouble, in and out of jail, and everything else. So,
well,
I just don't understand.
A reward money could maybe generate you something. I mean, $1,000. If the governor could put up 5,000 or 10,000, and what you could tell them is, we feel like if there was some type of reward money given, it would generate some information in the community, because we live in a very small town. And if the governor's office will do that, now, if the governor's office says we're not going to do it, then I'd call the press and say, hey, the governor's office said they're not going to do it because they're not. I guess we're not big enough a voting block. Then I would be the thorn at everybody's side. I'm sorry, I would. But I can't see the governor's office refusing to do it, because I know of a lot of other cases where they do that. They'll just throw that out there, and as a $5,000 or $10,000 reward for information leading to the whereabouts of, and they'll have the name and everything. And then you can get the press involved by saying the governor's office has put this out, and if you can tell them, if y'all will put this out, I'll make sure the news media picks it up. And like Tony said, it's all about politics. It's all about getting elected and doing this stuff. So I would use every little bit of anything I could if it was me.
Yeah. Okay. Trying to take notes
You have
and
a
write everything
Republican or
down.
Democratic governor.
Huh?
Do you have a Republican or Democratic governor?
Oh, he's a Democrat now. Yeah.
You can't do
I
that.
didn't do. I was baggy.
Okay. But I would use all of that, anything that I could, to use the old thing. I'm a voter. We support. Whatever. Just
Right.
tell them you need a governor's award for information leading in. It's the only thing that's going to help.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was my thought was, money talks. A lot of people need that money, especially around here, because you have a lot of people that don't, there's not a lot of rich people around here, and money like that would definitely make a difference to somebody.
Yeah, it might be the thing that turns the tide and gets them somebody to say something. That's what it amounts to.
Okay,
Right.
so we're going to start. I've asked our group to start a hashtag, Katie Cawthorn,
Okay.
and
Okay.
maybe put hashtag where is Katie Cawthorn.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the point,
And,
okay, so you do it also.
Yeah.
Okay, I
And,
will.
we just need to basically get the information out.
Right.
And this is the time, because Gabby, all this stuff's
Right.
happening. Gabby generated the public saying, hey, there's a lot more missing people out there than
Exactly.
than it's been reported. So, and even Gabby's family has created a foundation
Yeah.
to help the missing people. And it may be
Well,
a
that's
thing
wonderful.
where you can contact them even and say, I know I hate this thing happened with Gabby, but I know your foundation is
Yeah, they may give money for part of the reward. Because they did set up a foundation for her, and remember that guy has not been caught yet, Brian, and so
Right.
everything's still in the news. So hit while it's hot.
Right. Right.
yeah.
I agree. Buckle Bunny says reach out to Brian to Gabby's family. I agree.
Yeah,
Okay.
the more you can get your stuff in the news,
There's
the
somebody
better.
on there. There's somebody on there that's saying contact
Here
the speaker.
says, my
somebody
cousin
highlighted
ran
it
for
there.
governor of Kentucky and is big in politics. He was the
Right.
Speaker of the House. Tell her to contact Greg. Can you write that down?
Yeah,
Speak to
Greg.
the-
Oh, he's the Speaker of the
Stumbo.
House.
Speaker of
Contact
the
him and
House.
ask him for help. You can tell him that his cousin Rhonda Adams said contact him. Hey, every
Rhonda
little bit helps. Thanks, Rhonda.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
Yeah, I have tried to be that squeaky wheel, but if you've never dealt with anything like this, you really don't know where to turn, and you go to your usual sources, the cops, the news, and when neither
Right.
one is helping, I'm like, I don't know what to do, and I just keep trying to push it out there and push it out there. And
go up the ladder, head of the
Okay.
state police. You don't get any, if he says, I can't do anything, we're not going to let me check into this. If he says, let me check into it, say, okay, sir, when can I expect you to get back in touch with me and give me a
Okay.
time? Because I'm a mother, whatever, Give me a
Right.
time, or can I call you back? Let me call you
Right.
back. In other words, you don't want them to say, let me call you. No, tell me when to call you back. And then
Yeah.
if you can't get a hold of him, then you go say, well, okay, sir, I'm, and then don't tell him who you're calling. Call the state attorney general's office. The same thing, whoever handles missing people. And in fact, I would do that anyway. Even if you're
Yeah.
talking to a trooper, call the state attorney general's office, ask the person that handles missing people, and
Right.
then address that. And then after you call them, you might call the governor's office and speak to whoever's the assistant. They're not going to let you talk to the governor, but somebody up
Right.
there, and the
Yeah.
Speaker of the House that they told you about
Ronnie, yeah.
also. Ronnie.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely will. I'll do it. I mean, I'll do anything. I don't know. I've tried. We all
Stay in
have. We've really
touch.
tried.
Stay in touch with us too, and we
I
will
will.
still put it out there. We're not going to forget about you, and
Thank
if
you.
we can help you,
Can
we
you?
will.
You probably not be able to see this. This is on Instagram now.
Okay.
Hashtag, okay?
Okay.
So if you can go on Instagram, add another picture, and put hashtag Where is Katie Cawthorn? We're going to get it out
Okay.
there. We're going to
Okay.
create a buzz that the media is going to want to come to you.
Okay. That works.
Kathleen.
Melissa.
No, Kathleen
Oh,
donated
Kathleen.
$100 to help her get started. Okay, now Kathleen, we will be glad to send her money, but YouTube takes out a big chunk of that money. But we do appreciate you donating. If you will,
Take it back and wait till she should say GoFundMe.
I'll
if
start
you
that
want
GoFundMe
to,
going. I'll start that GoFundMe tonight and get it going if I
if
can.
you want to, Kathleen, you can take that back in your thing, and then read when she gets the GoFundMe out. We'll make sure it's on here, and you can direct GoFundMe.
Because she'll get the whole $100. If
Yeah.
you give it to us through YouTube, YouTube takes, I think, 40%.
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
it's not
wow.
told in the thing. We get a lot of super chats in here that help us with our channel, but
Mhm.
YouTube takes 40% of that money for themselves.
So
And
take
Wow.
it, if you can, take it back.
if you want to take that back, if not, and if they send me something from that, I'll see if whatever I can get to her, I will. If you can email us your address or PayPal account or something, I'll if she does not
said-
take that back,
okay.
if you can take that donation back.
She says, okay, but keep it. Okay, so we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out, and we'll send you
Okay.
something
Yeah.
through a PayPal account. I don't. As soon as I get, they pay me once a month, and they take a little big chunk out of it, of everything I
Yeah.
get. The only way that I get to keep any money, pretty much, is somebody gives me through PayPal account or something like that,
Right.
or Patreon or something.
But if you'll set up your GoFundMe page, we'll put it
I'll
on
make
here.
sure. We have some of the best people in the world on this channel. Now, it covers a lot. We'll get people
Yeah.
tonight. We'll get probably 4 times the amount of people watch this thing later on.
Yeah.
It'll be on my channel than actually ever subscribe. It's 70% of the people that watch YouTube channels never subscribe. It's weird. Tony, we put you to sleep.
Grandpa.
Hey, Grandpa, we put
No.
you to sleep. Okay.
I'm still here.
All right.
I'm still here.
Santa Claus.
I'm reading the comments. I'm
Yeah.
trying to keep up with the comments here on the right
Well,
side.
Kathleen, thank you. We do appreciate it.
Yes, very much.
We will get, whenever that comes through, we'll sure shoot you money over to you.
Yeah, I'll get that GoFundMe created either tonight. It's kind of late now, but if I can't get it all set up, I want it, to be nice and everything. But I'll do that tonight or first thing in the morning, and I'll send that over to you, and we'll
you
get that
might want to
going.
go on GoFundMe pages and look and see how they put that on there.
Right.
And
Yeah.
just put your heart out there. That's all we
Yes.
want.
Yeah.
People are not stupid, and they can read into them.
And they need to
And,
know that Katie's father has lost 2 sons already, and that losing a daughter is not something
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, y'all basically got a big hole in your heart, and I understand that. Let me see. But we do appreciate you coming on as much as you appreciate us having you. We will
Yes, I
have you
appreciate it
back
so
if
much.
that's okay.
Okay.
I'd love to get you
That's-
back on here.
I'd love to come
and
back. Yeah, that'd be great.
if anything changes,
Let us know.
let us know. And if you'll email
Okay.
us, you got my wife's number anyway. You got where you.
She doesn't have my number.
Well,
Facebook.
email us.
Yeah, the messenger.
Yeah.
I tell you what I'll do. I'll give you my phone number in the messenger and in the
Okay.
messages. And if you need any help, you forgot
call
something
us.
we said, call us.
And-
Okay.
Okay, I
We
will.
will answer.
We'll answer it if we're in range at all. We're in North.
Leave a message if it.
We're in North Michigan tonight, nearly all the way at the top of the state, and we have a YouTube channel for our RV channel also. But we do this channel
2 days a week.
2 days a week. And
Okay.
if something breaks in the media, if we need to get something out there, I'll come on live and talk about it, or I'll put it in the community page. So as soon as
Okay.
I mean, if you hear something at 2
if you
o'clock in
think
the
we need
afternoon, and
something,
we
you
can go
call
live
me.
right then.
Okay.
You know, if we
Yeah.
need something, or if you need us to give you some numbers or anything from anybody, I'll try to. With me and Tony can try to look up and find what we can of people you need to talk to.
Okay, that sounds great.
Okay,
I
well,
appreciate
we
you
are
guys so
actually
much.
we're actually going to ask that everybody pray for you. We are in. I've got. I don't have my computer hooked up to power, so I'm watching. I keep watching my little power button up there, but and we're actually sitting in a church parking lot using the internet right now because the campground we're at does not have internet.
Oh, okay.
You want to pray?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to pray for you right now if you don't care. Would you object to that?
No, go ahead, please.
Okay.
Okay. Any of our subscribers that want to back out right now, you're welcome to. We never want to make anybody feel like they have to stay and pray with us. But our subscribers that want to stick around, let's go to God. Let's go to the sanctuary of God, and let's ask Him for help in this situation, because this is something that has touched my heart for this family. So, Father, we come to you right now. And God, first of all, if there is anything in our hearts or in our lives that would keep you from hearing our prayers, we ask, God, that you convict us of it and let us confess it and ask for forgiveness. Father, we come to you on behalf of Katie. God, your word says that you know where everything is, that nothing is hidden that won't be revealed. God, your word says that you created Katie in her mother's womb. You knew every day she's going to live, every word she's going to say, and every thought she's going to have. And so, God, we know that right now, God, you know where Katie is. You know whether she's alive or if she's with you. God, you know what's going on. And God, right now, Melissa and her father, Katie's father, have been hitting a brick wall everywhere they turn. God, they're doing everything that they know to do, that as far as we can figure out of what to do to help find Katie. But God, you can open doors that no man can close. And so, God, we ask right now in Jesus' name that you begin to open those doors in the higher ups of the government in Kentucky, that will open those doors, that they will supply money that will be a reward for bringing Katie home. God, that they will put the word out that EquiSearch can come and search this property, whatever property they need to search. If they need to search all of Kentucky, God, you know where they need to go. God, I read in James this morning, you said, if you lack wisdom, ask from God and he will give it liberally to you. And so, God, we ask that you give Melissa and Katie's dad You give them wisdom beyond anything that they've ever imagined. God, give them ideas. Let it be a quickening in their heart to know what to put on the GoFundMe page, to put on the flyers, God, and what to say to these people that they're going to have to be speaking to. And God, we ask that you give them favor with these people. God, there are so many missing out there, and it just seems to get lost in the shuffle of everything. And God, we ask that you give them favor with the police, the state police, the governor, God, with their congressman, and with this the Speaker of the House. God, I just ask that you open doors that are going to shock Melissa how quickly the doors open. And God, I pray that when all is said and done, that they will have the answers they need and Katie will be home. God, we just praise you. God, we thank you. And God, I know that your word says that you will bring to light those things in the darkness, that you will uncover those things that are hidden, and you will shout from the rooftop those things that are done in secret. God, if there has been something done to Katie, God, that person thinks is secret, God, I pray right now you begin to eat at that person that knows what's going on, that where Katie is. I pray right now that, God, they will not get another restful night's sleep until they talk, because, God, Katie needs to come home. And Father, we just ask that you give this family a peace that passes all understanding, that, God, when the enemy comes in to stir up chaos and cause fear, that, God, you will remind them that you've got Katie. You created her and you know where she is. And so, God, we just thank you in advance. And God, for the others that are missing out there, the West brothers, Summer, God, we don't know where Summer is still. And God, there's so many that are missing. And God, we just ask that you just begin to just reveal what's really going on, God, that you just have people come forward that need to come forward. And God, we're going to praise you in advance for what you're going to do. We're going to thank you, God, because you are our Father, and you have told us that we can cry out, Abba, Father, anytime we need to. And God, right now, they're crying out to you for an answer. And God, we just pray in Jesus' name, like Jeremiah 33:3 says, your word says, call on me and I will show you great and mighty things which you do not know. So God, we are calling on you right now, and we are asking that you answer in Jesus' name. Amen.
And all
Okay.
the people say,
All the people say amen. That's right.
That's right. All right. Well, thank you very much for coming on tonight. We are going to stay in touch with you, and
Thank you so much.
and we're just going to believe that something's going to happen involved in this.
Good.
Well, you've given me a whole lot to work with that I had no idea what to do, and I've taken notes, so I appreciate it so much.
Very good. If you
I'm
have
gonna
any
hit the ground
questions,
running.
Look what Kathleen did. Kathleen started a hashtag on Twitter about Katie. So see, that's what we need to do. Generate.
kind of a ground swell going on.
Yep, that's what we need to do.
But I will.
Let us know about the vigil.
Yeah, and I will get in touch with some other web people and creators and see if we can't get her to contact you too. Get them to contact you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, good night.
All right, good night.
Hey, old boy. Thanks for coming. I hate that you were late and we were early.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that I didn't think that I'd be at Walmart as long as I was, but apparently Walmart sees that it's okay that if you've got 50 customers that need to check out and they only want to have one line open. But it's funny how they've got like 5 managers standing around and they're watching the one line and talking on the radio like, okay, we know we've got a lot of people up here. I don't really get that.
I complained to him last time, Tony. I went in there. I got irate with him and told him, I said, you got 15 people standing around here that could be on these registers, and you got one. He had 3 lines open, and I promise you, they were 50 to 60 people in line all the way back through the clothing department. And, they said, one girl got smart. She said, well, call 1-800-Walmart. And I did. I called them, but, I said, next time I'll go to Target.
I told Christy, I said, we might as well just go ahead and walk in with a cooler and put ice in it and go ahead and get a little sticker put on it, that they won't say that we stole the ice or stole the little cooler, and then go get our groceries
Wait a minute, I lost you. There you go. I lost you for a second there.
Anthony,
Yeah.
that's almost a craziest story as Michael Chambers.
Yeah.
That they can't get any help. I mean, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked at what they've said that the
The
officers
one
have
problem
told them.
with this, and I think they're not taking it seriously. She did have a drug problem, but so what? You know,
Yeah, it doesn't matter if somebody has a drug problem, or
that
it
don't
wouldn't matter
matter.
if they'd have been you've got girls that have been out there and they've been prostitutes and they come up missing. Their life is just as important as anybody else's. I mean,
That's right.
And listen, if I come up missing sometime, you better start looking for this one over here, right here.
If he don't behave, I'm gonna have to bury him somewhere.
Well, I was gonna ask Medina why you were wearing a seatbelt. I was kind of wondering, were you afraid you was gonna fall over or something?
Because we're in a car. We're in a parking lot.
Well,
We're
if
in
you're
paradise
parked, you can take off your seatbelt.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why I kept it on this whole time. She is driving though, so that might.
Now you know what's funny. I'm gonna have to make a remark about seeing you wear the seatbelt. I remember several times in the years that you and I would work together. Sometimes you would tell me I ain't wearing no seatbelt because I can't get to my gun, so
That's
you
right.
wouldn't wear a seatbelt. So,
but now I don't have a gun on me, so I can get and wear one. Well, my idea was, and I remember I told DC this one time, right after we had the letter that says you will all wear a seatbelt. I went back there and I told him, I said, sir, it is my right to throw myself through the windshield if I so desire. And he told me, well, you better not write nobody a ticket for that. But I never did. I never wore one in the car because I tried to get it. Tried to jump out of the car and it stopped me from getting out of the car. So I just
well,
never
it was
wore
always funny seeing you try to get out of a car anyway.
That is funny. That's funny.
Didn't you try to answer most of your car calls from the car? Isn't that right?
No. Hey, somebody asked a question here. Let me highlight this.
Now, Anthony.
All right. Can't imagine when you go missing. I know that 2 girls in the auto accident, one knocked.
Can't imagine when they go missing. I know what happened. Happened to my girl. Auto accident. One knock on the door, one phone call can totally change a life forever. Right.
Yep.
They've lost a child to in a car accident.
Well, that's the unfortunate thing that me and Tony both have worked many wrecks with children involved. One in particular that I had to work, that I saw a little boy get run over by a car. That was when Tony was actually coming over to meet me that night when the boy ran out in front of the car. I still remember his name. I'm not going to say it though, but
10 years old.
Stayed with
worked
me.
on that
Still
kid
stays
in the
with
street.
me. Yeah, it stays with me. It still does.
But he was hit. What was sad was he was hit by a 16-year-old girl.
No, she was about 18.
Oh, I thought you said 16. Okay.
But she was tore up too.
Well, y'all ain't got no jokes tonight.
No, ain't no jokes tonight. Other than that, we're gonna go because it's 9:29.
Hey, there's no police here in this city, because if there were, they'd already been here saying, knocking on our window, going, "What are y'all doing?"
Hey, guess who we saw? I thought was gonna pull me over. We were going up to Whitefish Point, where this museum is. That's kind of been on my bucket list. They had the bell from the Edmund Fitzgerald, the ship that sang that Gordon Lightfoot wrote the song about, the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. We were driving, and I looked in the mirror, and the blue lights come on behind me, and there was a car coming towards me, and he pulls right behind me, and I said, "Dadgum, we get pulled over." I wasn't speeding. I didn't know what I'd done. and then all of a sudden he slides by me. It's Border Patrol.
Oh,
Border
man.
Patrol. Well,
They thought you were bringing Canadians back since you're so close to Michigan.
No,
they actually patrol up here. Border Patrol patrols. I haven't seen a single police officer up here.
But we can't go to Canada because if we go to Canada, I'd have to sneak back in because I haven't been vaccinated yet.
There you go.
I'd be back in though because I've been vaccinated.
He wouldn't leave me though because he can't cook.
All right, kids, we're gonna go. My computer's kind of going in and out for some reason, kind of light. I don't know if it's a battery in this car or not, but we're gonna go and see.
Blurry.
I couldn't do this.
You're real blurry.
There, it really looks dark in here now.
You're scaring Maggie.
I'm scaring Maggie. Maggie, come here, baby.
You?
Come here, Maggie. Come here. Come here. Come here, Maggie. Come here. It's hot in here. There's Mags.
Oh, stop.
All right, well, we're going to go.
At least y'all are sporting your memorabilia tonight, so that's good.
Yeah. We're hoping we're going to be somewhere it's going to be enough TV coverage to see Alabama tomorrow.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, Ole Miss game will be good.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game.
All right. Well, we'll see everybody
Tuesday.
Or before.
Yeah.
You never can tell. And we love y'all very much.
Wait. Katie's got something she wants to tell us. A little boy walking down the sidewalk in town. Barbershop is full. The owner spots the little boy. He says, that's the dumbest kid. He will be here in a minute, and I'll prove it. Little boy walks in the shop. Owner offers him the choice between $1 and 2 quarters. The kid takes the 2 quarters and leaves. He thanks the owner. All right, Katie, get to the punchline. Owner says, see, I told you.
That's good.
Yeah, because he's
That's
getting
good.
the little boy ain't.
That's good. That's real good.
I got one. These 3 moles.
No, you do not talk. Okay, I'm going to tell the church joke if you do that.
He won't let me tell the mole joke.
No.
The 3 moles go out for a walk.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Y'all would love
One time we were in church.
Tommy.
And all right, guys, we love y'all. Thanks, Tony, for coming on. We'll holler at you later.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.
The boy eating ice cream cone and stops him. It's not over yet. Wait.
Come on.
Hurry up, Katie. Okay, so
I'm losing battery.
So the guy sees him in the ice cream shop and he stops him and why didn't you take the $1? The little boy says, Mister, hold on. It's gonna be good, I can tell. If I took the $1, the game's over.
All right. We will see y'all.
That was a good one, Katie. Hey,
We'll see y'all Tuesday or maybe before.
He'll be buying me ice cream for months, he said. Hey, y'all come up with some more jokes because we don't have no more jokes.
All right, Tony, you take care of yourself. We'll see you down there before you know it.
All right, you be careful with the lights and everything coming up behind you. You know what they say about them lights.
Love y'all.
Hey, TS, you know what they say about bacon grease? It keeps your heart from squeaking.
See y'all.
Love you.